That's enough. Hallelujah! They call me Captain, the friendly ghost. I'm the Holy Ghost, baby. Watch out, I get under your skin because I'm dead. Watch out now. Let me loose. You let the cat out the bag, baby. I wanna rain some funk on you. I gotta come out my sheet to let you see what I'm doing. Hey, all you innocent bystanders, come here and look under here.
We like to party.
That's what we like to do.
We like to party.
Come up under my sheet, baby. Party.
We like to party. We like to party.
You gotta shoot your shot to get what you want. What you got? Shoot your shot now.
Stretching out, kind of hanging loose in a rubber band. We're stretching out, spreading fun all across the land. We're stretching out, but she and his real. We're stretching out, and the real we gonna
Hey, glory be. All the funk's on me. You want some? It's gonna rain some funk.
What you say, man? That's gonna get us about 6,000 more likes.
Right, shoot. You in there with Bruce? Yeah.
Ready?
Yep. That's how we do it. That's the pump it, 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 the pump it. Push it in there, Bruce. Peace of the morning, baby. Yeah,
Yes.
let them know you live.
All right,
That's
all right, let's
Facebook.
go.
Here we go. Ow, funky Friday. Ow, it's funky Friday. Boom, 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 boom. It's funky Friday. It's funky Friday. Come on, come on. It's funky Friday. It's funky Friday. Come on, come on. It's funky Friday. It's funky Friday. Work, 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 work. Do you know what time it is? Tell me, do you know? Do you know what time it is? Tell me, do you know? Do you know what time it is? Check the clock. It's Funky Friday. Ah, what's up, y'all? Peace in the morning. What's going on, baby? It's the Funky Friday Peace in the Morning show. This how we do it when we got people in the studio. We got my main man, Bruce. Dr. Pennell, they call him the one who comes in and serves the show. He comes boom, 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 boom. Rock's in the studio. He's up next. He's sitting over there. Yes, he's on deck. We got Jeff in the chair, in the stool, cause he rude. He gonna be on the microphone and let you know he's nice. He's gonna rock the MIC twice. He's gonna do it on Funky Friday. He's gonna do it. He make it nice, eh? And then we got Big Brother Devo in the studio, Delegate Girl Boss. What's up, yo?
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Ow, that's how he do it, like that. Hit it, peace in the morning. What's up, baby? This is Darius Stanton on the Peace in the Morning show. As you can see, I'm all pumped up and ready to go because you know what day it is. It is Funky Friday, and as a matter of fact, we got a lot going on. So you gonna see me all pumped up and ready to go. At the same time, you're going to see me bust a few funky rhymes, and then you're going to see me get real serious because we got a lot of real serious issues happening in our community. You know, we are very fortunate to have some dynamic brothers in the studio with us this morning. We had a phenomenal week. Yesterday, we touched on some serious issues. We had former delegate Aisha Brave Boy call in to the show. She's running for state's attorney here in Prince George's County, Maryland. And, you know, she really put some serious issues on the table. As a matter of fact, she'll be back on the show for Political Monday, not this coming Monday, but the following Monday, because we really want to hear the issues that she brings to the table and what she's been doing and her agenda. She's running for state's attorney, but she's not running on lock 'em up, lock 'em up, lock 'em up, lock 'em up. You know, we working that out the window. You know, we're going a whole nother route. And we're not waiting on it. We're not saying that we're going to allow it to take place anymore. We are no longer accepting the unacceptable. We are no longer accepting the unacceptable. So on that note, as you can see, I am definitely pumped up and ready to go. Rolling Bubba Grimes in the studio. You know he will be on the ones and twos. Pump him up because he ain't feeling so good today, but bumpity bump. We're going to get him grooving and moving. So look, Brother Delegate Bonds, man, you had a big day yesterday, man.
Every day's a big day right now.
Every day's a big day.
I want to just go back to Aisha Brayboy. I thought that was a special show yesterday with her bringing her input on what she plans to do as state's attorney. You know, that's my girl. I ride or die. But at the same time, you know, when she comes in week after next, I think we're going to bring in Michael Lyles, who's also running for state's attorney. We can bring in Senator Ramirez, who's also running for state's attorney. Because for me, I want to hear everybody's issues. What suggestions do they have? Right. You know, how do we formulate that plan? That way the best candidate can take, steal, whatever word you want to use, and implement that when they get into office. That's right. Because there are so many issues that are deep-rooted that affect black and brown folks that I want to make sure and ensure that we got the right person at the helm when it comes to these issues. Every day, Facebook, when I pick up the Washington Post, there's another senseless killing. You know, every day that I ride down the street, I see black boys sitting on the curb sometimes for no reason at all, just to be harassed. So I'd like to see who's ever at that helm as state's attorney. What are they going to do to protect us? What are they going to do to ensure that we have a seat at the table, that our voices are heard, that our action plan is implemented, so we can effectively start to see change that affect every last one of us? Because the work that you're doing, Darius, you know, cannot go in vain unless we have someone really trying to help implement those ideas, those suggestions, as well as the young folks that you always have coming on this show with their ideas and suggestions. We have to do a great job, and that is a very important position.
No doubt. Also in the studio, you know, speaking of support, speaking of assets, you know, this is an asset-based show. We focused on taking things to the next level, speaking what we want to see come into existence. And as a result of that, my good brother this morning in the studio is no stranger to the DMV, but no stranger to the nation scene. You know, he works around the country and studied around the world. I'm talking about none other than the founder of H2O, Higher Hopes, as well as the organization now and movement that he started, Love More. My good brother, our good brother, your good brother, Dr. Bruce Purnell. What's up, brother?
Oh, man, what's up?
Transformation.
That's right.
Hey, man, so good to have you in the studio, man. I just want to, you know, we always like to give credit where credit is due. And especially when we have an opportunity to salute each other as men. You know, and man to man, I want to look you in your eye, man, and tell you how much I respect you, appreciate you, love you, appreciate the work that you're doing for our communities, standing in the gap. You know, a lot of brothers are not willing, and everybody's not suited to stand in certain positions, right? You know, you got to play your role, but play your role to the fullest. And right now, we need all men on deck.
That's right.
And brother, you've been on deck.
That's right.
You know,
right.
And you've been on deck because you've been standing in the middle of challenges, in the middle of gangs, in the middle of beefs, in the middle of all kinds of things that's been taking place in our community, and not just in one neighborhood, not just in D.C., not just Kenilworth Parkside, not just Southeast, you know, but throughout Maryland, city of Annapolis, Prince George's County, you know, across the country, you know, and so I respect the work that you do, and most importantly, I love the fact that your communications are asset-based, you know, focused on love more.
That's right.
You know,
That's
and
right.
then the last piece that I love about you, brother, is the fact that you bring young people to the table.
Yeah.
You give them an opportunity to be on stage, on the mic, run the show, put them in position to do so, support them, and stick with them.
Right.
When they get locked up, you right there. When they come out, you right there. You know, when they're going through trials and tribulations, you right there, not worrying about a call at 3 in the morning. So, brother,
my man,
appreciate you, man.
Oh, man, appreciate you, bro.
You know, love the work that you're doing, man. Tell us about Love More, and then introduce our good brother we got in the studio and Rock over there in the chair waiting to come on and rock the mic.
Like you said, Love More was Higher Hopes because, but universally, the youth said, the parents said, the seniors said that we can't even hope unless we have a foundation of love. So they renamed it. I mean, really, man, and that's who we've been, man. Like love was connected to our culture,
Right.
in our community, man. We were soul brothers and soul sisters. It was soul music. The
Right.
venue was soul trained. You couldn't disconnect spirituality from us.
Right.
But so something weird is happening. Some kind of poison's been infused into our system of thought.
Right.
And what our young people are getting, so we had to bring it back. And we said we're gonna love like we never been hated.
Right.
And that's the way we're gonna do it, man. And we're gonna pass this on. We become contagious.
Say that again. We're gonna love like
Love
what?
like we never been hated. So we don't even know anything.
We don't even know anything
Don't
else.
even know nothing else.
Real is love for us.
Right. We're not giving them power.
We're not giving that.
We're not giving it power.
That's what I'm talking about, man.
That's it.
Did y'all hear that on the Piece of the Morning show? We are not focused on what somebody else is doing.
That's
We're
right.
not focused on the word HATE out the window.
That's right.
The word HELLO, the root word is hell. Send it out the window. Stop saying it. I'm going to just tell you now. Say something else. Let me say. Asset base is not stop saying it. Say something else.
That's right.
Say
That's
something
right.
that good morning, peace, love, heaven high. Say whatever you want.
Yeah.
You don't have to be my words, but say something that's promoting and pushing peace and love in the atmosphere. Do we really have time for anything else? Really? I mean, can we one of the other things we talked about yesterday, another key component. We talk about the violence. Why are we killing each other? Why are people taking their own lives? Part of it is what we eat. Sugar. Sugar. We can't keep feeding people sugar and expect them to do something different. Sugar is more addictive than crack cocaine. Do the research. Don't take my word for it. Look it up. Introduce our good brother, man. Please, if you don't mind. Then we're going to funk it up. We got a tune to come with brother Grimes. Okay, well, we got something else we going to do with it. Come on with it.
Yeah, but we got Jeff. Well, we got two brothers. One that's completely transformed their life, and they're dedicated to bringing that kind of transformation, hope, and healing to younger brothers and sisters in the community. We got Rock from 6th Street, Southeast. Right where they had the South Capitol Street Massacre and stuff. Like right there on that block. We got Jeff from Kenilworth. And right there in the trenches, man, and they holding it down, man, in a positive way,
Right.
and are contagious, and young people following them, and they
That's
like
right.
that positive energy.
Right. They like
and they
that
both
energy.
creative. They music based, man. They
Right.
get that the arts. Rock, he models, and they into all
They
kind of
just
positive stuff. They engage
multifaceted.
the way where
Right.
and they're attractive young people doing the right thing.
Young Paul
That's
Robeson's.
good. There you go, my man.
Young Paul Robeson. What's up, Jeff? Welcome to the
What's
Piece of
up?
the Morning
What's
show,
up?
brother.
So with y'all.
Hey man, we just we just here to support you, brother. We want to be bridges, man. And
Yeah.
I first want to just congratulate you on the transformation.
Thank you,
I
sir.
want to congratulate you. We're all transforming.
Yeah.
All of us have. I'm 47, okay, and every day I'm working to be a better man. I'm working to be a better father. I'm working to be a better husband. I'm working to be a better manager, a better supervisor, a better organizer, a better leader. Whatever I need to be, I want to be better. My brothers in Baltimore created an organization called Be More. I want to be more better.
That's
Be more,
good.
that's all
Be
right.
more, yeah, that's good.
I want to be more better. You know what I mean? And
Right.
so to you, my brother, just the fact that you decided at a young age,
That's right.
to make that shift, is very powerful. So this floor is yours, brother. Matter of fact, turn that Facebook right there so they can see you right there live. And I appreciate y'all joining us. Tune in with www.elifemedia.net so you can get the full scope.
What's up, y'all?
There you go. Talk to the brothers and sisters.
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing today?
Okay, now look, so listen. In your world of transformation, man, what was it like? We had some brothers that were on here earlier in the week, and they talked about basically growing up. They grew up in Northeast, and they talked about growing up and having to learn how to sleep to the sirens.
Yeah.
They said that we had to literally learn how to go to sleep over the sirens, and in America we live in the District of Columbia, Maryland, Virginia. It's people watch this show from all over the world: Morocco, Thailand, Jamaica, Ethiopia. We got people, and everywhere we are, they're struggling, trials.
Right.
But what is that like? Has that ever been a reality for you?
It's been more than sirens. You had to learn how to, unconsciously, you had to learn how to go to sleep with even shells coming through your house. So it's like, it could be a shootout, right in your little court, but it's after a while it get normal to you. You just have to deal with it. You don't even, I guess it's a trauma piece. You get so used to it that it's normal. Like you're not even scared no more. Like you just in there and it's happening, and you might expect it. So it's like a routine thing. Like say if you land in the bed, you hear gunshots and all that. Somebody, your mother or your father from the next room, hey, get down. They shooting out there. Like stay away from the windows, and you like, all right, but it's normal and stuff. And then say you got somebody from another area. One of your friends might be from like a good part of Maryland. They over your house. They might be scared to death, but you just saying they like, why this person not scared? Because you used to it. Like they just sitting there like, dang, this person, I'm probably about to die, and they just sitting there calm. But you know they don't know that you used to it. You so used to noise all times of the day, so it's not like you go to sleep and it's quiet at nighttime. Like it might get a little quiet now, but it's like that all day. It might even get louder at night because that's when more people come out for some reason. Like the daytime usually is when the younger people, like young people,
The children.
Children,
Right. And then the teens come out at night.
Yeah, the
And the young
teens
adults.
and the young adults.
Right.
They come out at night. And sometimes like the older people, they be a little more quiet. They a little secretive with their stuff sometimes.
Right.
But the young, probably like 20s and like mid 30s, they like reckless with their stuff. They be loud, man. But some places they try to have like a little respect for it, cause it be little kids out there at nighttime for some reason. Like that's another thing.
The way you see.
Yeah, people, it be like little 4-year-olds like out at night, like with no supervision.
No supervision, man.
Yeah.
Man,
They
let me
just-
tell
they
you,
deep out
man.
there, too.
One of the most crushing things, one of my first jobs early on in my career, my first Boys and Girls Club. You know, I was working this club, and you know, we close the club 9 o'clock. We send the young people 10 and under home at 7, expecting them to go home. Man, they throwing rocks at the little boys that's still in there 11 and 12 years old, because why you still get to come in the club, right? And then at 10 o'clock, we leaving out, we working later, we come back from a field trip or something, because we did something every weekend, skating, something, you know what I mean, every weekend for the young people. But they be outside, man, 5 o'clock, from young people 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years old, and the point that I just want to jump to, and I'll let Delegate Barnes roll on it, is we can't take that laying down. You know, parents, you must take care of your children. It is unacceptable for you to not be aware. You know, the show, the thing they used to say, it's 11 o'clock, do you know where your children are? It's unacceptable for your child to be under 12 years old outside at 12 o'clock at night, unattended. It's just unacceptable. You know, we need to find out who that child is, go knock on the door and say, look, your child out here. And unfortunately, in a lot of them instances, those parents are high. It is something going on in the home where somebody need to really step in. But these are the kinds of things that our children are dealing with. You touched on the word trauma. I'm going to let Delegate Barnes jump on it. Then we're going to come back to trauma and come up with a song for you so we can keep it funky on Friday, because we got a lot of people who like Funky Friday. But this is a real issue. That's why we shut the show down to focus, or start the show up to focus on violence in our communities, because it's affecting us.
You know, the one word that came to mind when you were speaking, and that is change, right? Yeah. So for your age group, your peers, your friends, your crew, what changes would you like to see happen in your neighborhood? Talk to the folks there.
I would like to see my people around my age make better decisions, but I would like to see them think differently and have a little bit more faith and hope in themselves and us as a whole, because we do stuff for a reason. So most people, they focus on the action that we're doing instead of, like, I guess you'll call it the reaction, like of why we're doing it. And it's like we hurt. I would probably to be stronger, like, if that makes sense, like to be stronger, not physically but mentally and emotionally and stuff. Cause
so there's two more words that you just struck on, that every guest that we've had on this show have all said the same thing, Bruce. And one was have more faith. right?
Yeah.
So we have to put faith in something or someone or higher being.
That's
Right? For me, it's God.
Yeah.
Right? So you said we need to change. So as you as a strong young leader, that's why you're on this show. So I'd like to see what kind of ideas you have as far as making change. Because see, we can't continue to go down the same path of saying, that's the norm, right? Because it's, that's insanity.
That's right.
Right. So what do you want to see? I know you said you want them to be stronger.
Right.
You
So
want a little bit more
what's
hope.
gonna make them?
Right. So what do you think is going to make them change? And then why do you think your age group? Why do you think they act out and do some of the things that they're doing?
All right, to answer your question, I'm gonna start off like a little.
Yeah, there you
so beginning, you said that your faith is God, or that's what keep you going. So with that, it's like how I was saying earlier, when you hearing all this gunshots and stuff, and you seeing your friends die a lot. After a while, like that God concept you have in your mind, for a lot of these people gonna start fading away, and it's going to like make them angry. So it's not they're gonna give that up. So now you will have to start from, I guess, like actually the physical, like their faith is like their spirit is getting destroyed because of what they seeing. So it's like their faith is almost like gone, like it's done. Like even if they do have faith in God, they're going to go to something else. They might be like, dang, well, this God ain't working with me right now, so I'm gonna have to do this, like, cause God really, whether he's there or not, I hope he forgive me if it, based on if it's a person that's still gonna believe, but they're still gonna go to whatever result they have and maybe rob somebody, start being in the streets, probably wind up, doing what they been seeing done to other people. So then you would have to you'll probably have to substitute or give them something to do for them to start seeing change. Because like I said, if they seeing somebody get killed all day and they seeing somebody get beat, maybe they keep seeing people get jumped, they seeing their friends get killed and locked up, police is riding around looking at them funny, like they don't have no hope. So you got, like, that's why Bruce is such a positive, what would you call it? Influence, because we can see it. Like, it's physical now. He give us something to do, and now, I could do something with this. Like, this probably my gateway out. So I would probably say, I would like to see us being able to do more things and do things that we like to do, because that's another thing. We have like wrecks, probably. We got stuff that we can do, but then it's like we don't want to do that. Like, it's limited. They limit us to a lot of things, or even they might tell us, "Oh, you can't do that. You ain't gonna make it no way doing that." Like a lot of adults might tell you.
My last thing. So I'm getting two words again that I always use, and that is hope and opportunity. Right? But at what point do you guys take the onus on yourself and say, you know what? They ain't giving us, I'm tired of going to the rec. I'm tired of just playing basketball. At what point do you guys take responsibility for yourself and say, you know what? I'm going to make the change. I'm going to make the difference. And I'm going to create my own environment of positiveness.
The point where you see you can do it. That's what I was saying.
Right.
Like, for example, I got friends, I had friends that I knew that they dance now, but I knew them before they even knew what dance was. After they started dancing, they got a whole different mindset, because before they started dancing, they didn't see no way out. They ain't see nothing they could do. They ain't have nothing. So maybe they have been introduced to dance through somebody else.
Sure.
And that person, whatever may have happened to the person that introduced them to dance, they may have left their lives or whatever, but the dance still stuck with the person. So now they got the mindset of, I could have did it while, like, they got the memories of them dancing with that person.
They can see it.
So now it's like I could do this, and now when the same punishment to their mental and spirit start happening again, now they got, I had happiness when I was dancing. So I go back to that. Now you see people going out in the streets on their own, making money dancing on their own. They're doing it on their own now. They don't have to have nobody else. like that's probably what you're saying. So
that
to
was
answer
my
your
point.
question, yeah, you have to be introduced to it or know what
Right.
you want, and then you could. That's like the base. That's the foundation. You go off from there yourself
Okay.
if you got confidence in yourself.
So you see how powerful this show is. If you checking us out on Facebook, I want to challenge you right now to go shift from Facebook and come on over to www.elifemedia.net. You need to see the full dynamics of what's going on in the studio. This is too powerful for you to get a screenshot. You need to be able to get the full measure of what's taking place here on the Peace in the Morning show. The brother said we need to see it first. We need to be able to see it so we can emulate that. And what Dr. Bruce has brought to the table is the fact that we can emulate it. We got a song coming up by a brother I want to introduce you all to, my brother, truly my brother, Messiah Ramkisum, coming up. It's a YouTube shot. He has a video called We Still Swim. That's going to be coming up in a minute. But in the meantime, Dr. Bruce.
Yeah, I want to say just one piece, and that was the program itself. The program is to maintain status quo, and the status quo is warehouses for poor people all over the country.
Right.
With Roosevelt, it was the New Deal. They had these promises, but now and there were projects. The project is over. The project's over. The community's being sold to developers. Whatever that research study was, it was a project. It's over. It's defunded.
Right.
Now there's a 2-year cap on subsidies, and it's like you got to find your way out of it.
Right.
But like Delegate Barnes was saying, the train's moving, so we got to figure it out.
Right.
It's no, okay, you can be mad, but that ain't going to do it either.
Right.
It's like you better figure out how you're going to get some kind of skill and you're going to actually be able to survive, or you're going to be homeless out here.
Right.
And, I mean, it's real, but one thing, the program is to maintain the status quo. So we got to unplug. The media system is promoting the status quo.
Right.
And we're tuned in, and our young people are learning their values. They're learning what's available for them through the TV.
Right.
So they don't understand all the brothers that y'all would know. That you can actually, like, man, the avenues and opportunities to do whatever you want to do, like, but they don't know them.
Unless somebody plugs it in. Unless somebody
It's not coming over the
provides that.
screen, but and what they tuned into is reality shows.
Right.
Reality shows are really illusions.
So what we really need to do, and I want you to, listen to this, and I want you to support us now. I'm asking you to support Love More now. I'm asking you to support Peace in the Morning show right now. I'm asking you to support Men Aiming High right now. I'm asking you to support E-Life Media right now. We need positive reality shows. We need reality shows that's focused on brothers like you just heard, as articulate as they come. You wouldn't know the brother doesn't have a master's or a doctorate. You already got your master's, brother?
No, sir.
You already got your doctorate?
No, sir.
Well, you sound like it to me. You touched on the word trauma. Trauma. That's what, my whole point for bringing and raising the issue about listening to sirens. You just said you took it a whole nother level, and you said sirens are nothing. You said hearing gunshots is nothing. You talking about shells and bullets coming in the house. Get down on the floor. That's what young children, young people living in every single day in the United States of America, in the District of Columbia, the seat of our government.
That's right.
And people sit in their own homes where it's not taking place and feel like it's okay. But let me just tell you a real rude awakening that's taking place across America. Methamphetamines are wiping out rural America. Heroin is wiping out rural America, upper class America, white America. We are not in this in separate idols. We are not in silos. It's gunshots over here. It's crack vials over here. It's pipes over here. And it's heroin syringes, and needles over there. So we are all dealing with trauma in different forms and facets. And so we got to get rid of we had the brother on not too long, Reverend Stephen Sillette, who wrote the book, Stop Going Up for the Okie Doke. Get away from dealing with it on the skin level. Deal with it on the fact that human beings are having to lay down on their floor, not in third world countries, but in what should be a first world country. So wake up. We need the help. And the help is fund TV, media, movies that are promoting good things, because good things are happening. You're hearing good brothers who said, I don't want that, because they have had an image in a good brother who came into a community and took them out of the community and showed them something else. That's what we're doing here on Peace in the Morning show. Delegate Barnes, what's that?
No, when you talk about trauma, I just saw that Aisha Brayboy just is on live watching this. She did a piece a couple of weeks ago, a month ago, dealing with trauma. So Aisha, if you're still watching the show, give us a call here at the studio at 244-455-5934 to talk about trauma. Because, you know, she works for Children's Hospital. So she has a whole different perspective on the word trauma and what it really means and how it affects our community. I see Delegate Dr. Diana Fennell. Give us a call here in the studio and talk about trauma as it relates to, you know, the things that you see every single day, and from a legislative standpoint on what we can do to help brothers like this. But I just want to go back to what you said about my good friend Dr. Bruce. You know, I've always been a fan. Let me start there because I think the work that you're doing and providing hope for these kids is extremely important. You know, but at the same time, I'm one that just believes that they have to take onus for themselves as well. You know, our job is to try to provide them or give them the tools. And once we give them the tools, I can't build the house for you.
That's right.
But I can give you the tools in the toolbox and tell you to go at it.
Right.
You know, so for us is how do we provide you those tools so you can be successful? And I think that's what we're saying here today, and that's what we're emulating. You know, because what I've always said is our young people need to see more strong black men or more men, period. I don't care if you're black, white, Chinese, or whatever. They would need to see more strong black men.
That's right.
I'm a 52-year-old man, and last thing you want to see me is walking around with my pants hanging down, showing the crack of my ass.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
So you want to see a man that's doing something positive, and because that's what you want to look up to. Because you want to say, look, this is my situation. I want to get out of my situation and be like him.
Yeah.
You know, I want to be like Dr. Bruce. I want to be like Darius Stanton. So that's what I see us as where we are.
That's right.
As radio host personalities, politicians, community activists. We're our job is to provide that array of hope.
That's right.
To provide that toolbox of tools to say, now you guys got to go at it. But I challenge you and you to say, you know what? I'm gonna take these things back to my community, and I'm going to gather my crew, my boys, my friends together. And we're going to start digging through the toolbox, and we're going to say, all right, here's you got the hammer, you get the nails, you get the pliers, and we're going to start building, right?
Brother,
And I think that's where we are.
Brother Rock, come on in, man. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Brother Rock in the studio. Another one of our Love More brothers. Go ahead, man. You got the seat. Love Brother Rock. Brother Rock, as we bring you on, man, I want to just let folks know, you know, you heard your brother Jeff talk about the challenges. You know, I understand you modeling now, brother. You know, you on stage. You can model right here. Matter of fact, this could be your runway real quick. You know, you can give them a few little spins and show them what's happening so they can pick you up on the Piece in the Morning Show. Call us at 240-455-5934 if you want to holler at Brother Jeff and Brother Rock. And also Dr. Bruce. Dr. Bruce, I definitely want to come back to you on the trauma piece, right? And how that infuses, how that's, you know, we dealing with that in our communities and how we're not dealing. But Brother Rock, man, welcome.
What's going on, everybody? Pleasure to meet everyone.
No doubt.
Representing Love More movement. We
Okay.
are Love More.
Right on. So what does that mean to you, the Love More movement? Talk to us about the Love More piece.
Basically, Love More movement, what it means to me is loving the next person, you know, more than myself. Looking out for the next man and the next woman and the next child, and putting their dreams and their aspirations before mine, because that's what you do for your kids. So why not do it for your friends and family and for your community? Because, you know, if we all do that for each other, we'll all be uplifting each other and not just focusing on ourselves.
Bruce,
Man.
come on, man. What you been
Brother
teaching
Rock.
over there,
How
man?
old are you, Brother Rock?
26.
26. Brother Rock said, love more, love.
Bruce, I see the hand going back on yourself.
Hey, man, love more, you know, because that's what you do for your children, so why not do that for everybody else?
Yeah, because it's like everybody's working together. I mean, when you focus on yourself, upbringing. So it's hard to help anybody else really because you just focus on your aspirations, your dreams, stuff like that. But say, okay, it's me and my brother. We're living together. I'm focused on, helping him, pushing him. And he's focused on helping me, pushing me, because he ain't got to really focus on helping himself too much.
Right.
If we got a team.
Yeah.
And that's basically what Love More is we're trying to upbring, our community, family, everybody, really, anybody, that we see. If we see that we can help someone in some kind of way, or if I see that I can help a certain person, I want to help that person, and that person can help the next person, and help the next person. And basically, we're trying to create new leaders, new world leaders.
You're not trying, you're doing it, bro.
Yeah, we're doing it because,
right.
Going through Bruce organization, I came up as a youth. I was a troubled youth. And, being around Bruce, it helped me learn a lot of things. Got different places in my life coming through the program. And now I'm working with the program, helping create, more youth leaders out here to push the Love More movement into, the next generation and the next generation until we have more numbers on the positive end versus the negative end.
Man, I love every minute of this. I'm not going to lie. I love every minute of it. I think, you guys are our future leaders.
That's right.
Period. I think, the things that you guys are doing, and Bruce, once again, I got to commend you for bringing in these two gentlemen, because this is what I need to see. This is what other young people need to see. And this is what everybody that's watching us on Facebook Live and eLife Media need to see, is that, see, these are the stories that are not told
That's right.
in the Washington Post. We don't highlight the positives of what we're doing in our community. We don't highlight, the fact that this brother basically said, I got to love myself before I can start loving someone else.
That's right. We highlight it right here.
Yeah.
You got to create that
so I love it. And I love the fact that Darius has said, we're going to put these young people on a platform, that we're going to give them a microphone and a stage so they can tell their own story. So for oftentimes, we as an adult, we always like to dictate.
Yeah.
Pull your pants up, sit down, study, do this, do that, But and then young people are saying, listen, this ain't 1965 again. We want to see it at the table too. We want our voices heard as well.
That's right.
And we got some ideas that we want to bring to the table. Only thing they want is the toolbox.
Yeah.
So we're going to help provide and give you the toolbox and let you guys start to create and build.
That's right.
So I love every minute of it, man. Continue to do what you're doing, brother. And continue to uplift young people, continue to be that role model, continue to stand forward and be that leader, because so many people need you.
That's right.
Listen to what I'm saying. So many people need you right now, not just in Washington, D.C. or Maryland. As Darius says, so many people are watching around the world, and they need to be able to see somebody like yourself. They don't need to see me and Darius no more. They got to start seeing some more young people because it's time for us to pass the torch.
That's right.
Dr. Bruce, the trauma piece, man, talk to us about trauma-infused counseling. You've been in a number of venues.
Yeah.
Give us your educational background. Let us know, where you studied. I call you Dr. Bruce, but I don't just call you Dr. Bruce. For formal fashion, but let them know your background and the clinical work and the mental health work that you do in the community throughout the world.
Well, as far as history, I went to Bowie State University undergrad on a basketball scholarship.
Right, Bowie State.
BSU. And
but y'all didn't beat High Point back in high school because we won the state championship. But go ahead with your story.
He said Bowie State University, not high school.
But he had to go to a high school, though.
He just wanted to get that in.
He had to go to a high school before he got to Bowie State.
He just wanted to get that. He just wanted to get that in.
He did that like, wait.
Now, we want to talk college. Let's talk about Long Beach State. All right, go ahead now.
Oh, okay. Long Beach State. What conference there?
Long Beach State. The one guy that came out of...
was it D3 or something?
Come on now. Look it up. It's a D1.
D3.
No, I'm dealing with the University of Cincinnati. I got a fellowship to the American Psychological Association to go anywhere I wanted to go in the world. And and looking at different programs. I ran into the work of Dr. Ken G. and Dr. Kathleen Berlew, who was the editor of General Black Psychology, but Dr. G was working with rap lyrics, taking beats and different lyrics, seeing if the young people would vibrate with it. And so I got to actually go study under them. But then I got to finish in Lagos. I started to study resilience, the anatomy of resilience, man. What are the characteristic differences between success and failure? Having inner strength to overcome the outside world, no matter what it was. And I kept hearing that it was money-based. So I said, if it's money-based, when I go to Africa, I won't see resilience, because I lived in a village that had no running water and no electricity. And so I would see apathy, basically, if that's true. But I went there, it was the most inspirational place I've ever been. Young people were motivated to learn. It was excitement about learning. You walk miles to go to school, and it was just the idea of it. So it wasn't money. So I said, look, it's a culture of poverty in this country.
Right.
And it's something that happened to us because we were on something else. Because my mother talked about being from the South. She'll talk about how important education was in the South. Like, you better not get in trouble in school. You might get whipped 10 times if you were disrespectful to your teacher. Mm-hmm. Something happened to us. Like, something happened where the best I came up with so far was the infusion of black exploitation theater, the Superflies, the Max, all this different era. Now, brothers wanted to be pimps, and it was cool. It wasn't cool to be smart, and that was lame. And growing your own food was lame. Being a farmer was lame.
Well, the whole fact that people people use the term and say to me from time to time, "What's up, pimping?"
Right. Player. The same terminology from that era.
And don't call me a pimp.
Right.
I don't want to be associated with a pimp. Yeah. That's that deficit-based communication.
Yeah. But what's so deep about that too is that a pimp is not going to take care of his kids.
Right.
So if you start using that language becomes a positive. Now you got a group of brothers who they going to take from their kids. They want to wear the new shoes. And the kids, it's not,
and they're going to disrespect their
mothers. And they're going to disrespect their mothers.
Wives.
And they're going to sell their women out.
They're going to sell their women out.
And that's all of those. So something happened to us. And that's why I said the program, we really have to tap into this program and see.
Love more reality TV shows.
Right. Because we're buying in. So the trauma piece. Right. Now we move to trauma. But now finally, the whole social service industry is accepting the fact that you can't do anything without understanding that we've had a collective experience of being traumatized. If we went to slavery was the most traumatic experience on this planet, like the chattel slavery system in America. So nobody wanted to deal with it because nobody even wants to acknowledge it. It's almost like an abuse that happened that is so embarrassing that we can't even talk about it, but we walk around with it. So we never healed from slavery, for number one. So as we talk about trauma, the new trauma, we have trauma that our family's been broken up. We've been so used to, if during slavery, if you got married, you wouldn't even expect for your wife to be with you over time. Because she'd probably be sold, if your children would be sold. So we were used to our families, so we haven't healed. So now we're almost choosing to break up.
Right.
We don't even know that you know what I mean? Like,
the importance of
we haven't healed.
Right.
We haven't healed. So now, when you look at low-income communities, there's a culture of trauma that it goes unwritten. Like when Jeff was talking about the gunshots that become normal, depression is normal. So if collective depression is normal, it's not going to be a diagnosis. So it's something you're going to suck up. So you deal with it as a man, suck it up.
Right.
So now you become emotionless as a man.
And our football coaches, I've been in spaces, running programs, Pop Warner, where coaches cussing at the children, and they telling them, you got to deal. And then when you challenge them on it, they're telling you, I got to get them prepared for the street.
Yeah.
So they talk to them, shut the F up. You got to do this. You got thinking they're making them hard.
Yeah.
Instead of the love, the coach is one of the most respected and revered people in our community.
Right. You better not cry.
So coaches, if you out there, the most winningest coaches, look it up. Positive Coach Alliance did the research in Stanford University. The most winningest coaches in the United States. Phil Jackson, the North Carolina's coach, Steve Izzo, you name it. The most winningest coaches in America have 95% of them use positive connotations to encourage and motivate their players. It was not the Bobby Knight get in your face, cuss you out. Our children don't need another person cussing them out, especially another person that they love and respect and revere, talking to them like dogs.
That's so true. Because as you talk about that piece with motivation, and even theoretically, like there's a theory called self-efficacy theory, which is pretty much the most powerful cognitive motivational behavioral theory, right? And it says this.
Say it again.
It's self-efficacy theory, right? Self-efficacy theory,
Right.
and it's in that theory is 4 mechanisms that you receive information about yourself that will motivate you to behavior, and it's verbal persuasion, what you're told, vicarious reinforcement, when you see other people look like you doing stuff, physiological arousal, the feeling you get when you do something, and performance outcome, what you actually do. So these 4 things are going to give you information about yourself to give you confidence in what you can do in the future.
Right.
And that's what you're talking about.
Right.
So if we talk positively to our kids, you're smart, you're beautiful, they're going to believe that.
Right.
They see people looking like them doing it.
Right.
They get to do it themselves. They do it well, and that feeling you get when you get the A,
Right.
then you know the
result.
next test. You
result.
know you can do
That's
it. So it's
That's
like
right.
if we do that strategically, then we're going to win.
That's right. So we want to know, Doc, give us self-efficacy one more time. Break those 4 things down. I definitely want you to make sure, share this show today. Go push people to come back and look at www.elifemedia.net, the Peace in the Morning Show, because you need to understand how it is that this is solution asset based. How do we get out of these things?
That's right.
Tell us again, Doc.
Write that down.
Yeah, self-efficacy theory, one, like the 4 mechanisms, verbal persuasion, what you're told, vicarious reinforcement, what you see, physiological arousal, how you feel, and performance outcome, what you do.
Exactly.
Those 4 pieces will give you information about yourself that will build a confidence that will motivate you to do the behavior. So if you know you do it well, you got this information, I want to do it.
Right.
I want to do it. If this is my experience with math, give me another problem.
Right.
Yeah, give me that one. Give me that one. Let me do that. That's what I
Right.
want to do.
Right. And in math, we should be we created math.
Now
So
the
we should-
opposite.
now the
You
opposite.
ugly. You stupid.
Right.
You can't do that. Kids hear it every day.
Right. Then they see it.
Then
What
they
they
see
see.
it.
They see all
Like
this
they said.
what's real. That's why
Right.
young people always say, I'm rapping about what's real, because they see that.
Right.
And then when they feel the trauma.
They feel it.
the beat down from the police.
Yeah.
They feel, first of all, they feel the beat down at home.
Yeah.
They feel the beat down at home, and then on top, the result, I get expelled, I get suspended, I get D's and E's on
Yeah.
my report card, or I get locked up.
Right. And what happens when trauma's normal? And that's the thing. Like it's not even individual trauma where it's a peculiar incident that just happened to somebody. Collectively, you can expect your child's gonna be bullied, so you socialize your child to prepare to be strong enough to deal with the bully.
Right.
Because you already know what's going to happen.
Right. So
It's
you
not
already
whether
make
it's
your
going to happen or
child-
not. Right. It's
Right.
like it's going to, at some point, if you live in this neighborhood, you better be strong. When they come to you, you better do this. You better
Right.
do, rather than, the environment where it doesn't happen.
Right.
So it's like, we have to really understand that we've allowed a culture of violence to become the norm. And what Darius said, we can't allow that. We have to infuse something else. There has to be a negative alternative and a bridge that's more attractive than the negative alternative. So
right.
what is the alternative? And the alternative has to be attractive. Like Jeff said, what they want to do. It has to be cooler than that. Like we said, we redefine cool. It has to be cooler than that.
I got to give a shout out to my big brother Lamontre Randall, who at 17, 18 years old, he was a Boys and Girls Club Youth of the Year for the city of Baltimore.
All right.
Lamontre Randall at 17, might have been 16, created an organization called Cool Peoples.
That's right.
Cool Peoples. And Cool Peoples was people who wore their pants with a belt and they had their pants up. Cool People was somebody who went to school to
That's
learn
right.
and
That's
enjoyed it. Cool People was people who respected their mother and elders and other people. Cool People were people who worked hard and did what they needed to do and worked to help people. That was cool. Brother Jeff, I see you got it on the 8-8. Go ahead and get it up, brother. Talk to us quick before we forget.
About what you was just
Yes, sir. Anything you want. Because you
Yeah,
know we about to go freestyle in a minute. That's how we're going to wrap
for
this
real?
up. We're ready to freestyle in this Mickey Flip.
But yeah, I agree. That's how I am. I'm trying to do the same thing, but I'm more so trying to lead by example, like what Bruce was saying. But I feel like I'm doing it in a different way. If you understand what I'm saying, like when Bruce was just saying, it has to be attractive, right? So if I'm okay, I'm the type of person, I'm trying to be like basically like like the spy and everything, you know, like the chameleon
Right.
and everything. So it's like, say, you can reach people like that, like the cool people's movement. You can reach a lot of people like that. But what about the people that's on the opposite side of that 16 or 17-year-old boy that's gonna look at him and be like, man, he this or he that.
Right,
How
right.
you gonna reach them? So I feel like that's what you gotta do. I feel like it's some people in the world you gotta be one of them. And you gotta get into their lives and be one of them before you change them.
So let me ask you something about that, right?
Uh-huh.
So earlier you said that you have to see it.
Right.
So now you're saying you got to be it with them first, and then to bring them out of it. So for some folks, right now, this is where I'm gonna challenge you from this perspective. So, I've been doing this. My family's been doing this kind of work in human service as I was born. My grandfather did it as a civil rights activist. My grandmother, my mother, been doing it, working, just my father, all of that. So I was raised in this, right? However, there came, and I used to be the ultimate optimist, thinking we could save, everybody as long as we work with them. But now things are so tough, and times are so hard, and we don't have much time for the bull, that now I'm working to help even children that have their hands up. In other words, if you want to get on this boat and help bring somebody else on the boat, I can bring you on the boat. But if you're going to get on the boat and still cut up and I got to tell you to help somebody else and you might tip the boat over, guess what? I can't put you on the boat. It's a different time right now. So I say that to you now with the chameleon piece. So tell me how the chameleon can work, because where do they see the image of the flip side?
By your works, by your actions.
They see it, right?
For example, like Rocky could be a chameleon, because he been doing stuff like look how he look. If you see Rocky, he depending on how you perceive him, you might look at either the good or the negative. So you might look at his tattoos and stuff and automatically judge him and all that. And it might be like, dang, I don't want like be around this. I don't like him. Like he look like he bad or something. But then take somebody that will want somebody like that around him. Like, oh yeah, he look like he do this, and then they start hanging around him. They gonna be expecting like something bad because of how they looked at his tattoos or whatever he looked that day. They gonna expect him to be something bad, and they already know they just like that, so they gonna hang themselves around Rocky. But Rocky not even on really in reality. He doing something else. He not on what they on. He not thinking about that. So it's gonna become a time where Rocky might slowly start changing that person. And that person might, be like, dang, I'm doing this now because of Rock. Like,
so you saying like somebody inside the car at some point says put the guns down, but somebody got to be inside the car to say, look, man, we ain't going.
Right.
We gonna stop this beefing, and coming from not outside the car, but somebody in the back seat that says, we ain't gonna do it that way.
Kind of like a Tookie effect, kind of.
Yeah.
It helped a lot of people change.
Yeah.
Like, it got to be somebody.
It's kind of like the what?
The Tookie.
What's that?
The Crip.
Okay.
Tookie, the big one. And when he changed his mind, he told, hey, all the stuff I did, like, I ain't. And, like, a lot of other, like, it was Bloods and Crips coming together, like, not trying to. They're trying to cut it out now because Tookie, he has an influence. You get what I'm saying? Like, It has to be somebody that you're close to.
Right.
Yeah, it got to be somebody that you're used to. You can't, like, it's like hard for some people. You can't just go up completely different like an outsider and just tell them to do this, like, and expect them to do it. Now, it's a lot of people you can do. Like I said, you got to reach people different ways.
So the image, though, that's the key. That's really big part of what you said that was so profound. And right now, it's a big issue out in the social media world, mass media, talking about how Michael Vick, whom I met, good brother, good-hearted, good brother, genuine, really good brother. He went to jail for fighting dogs, for dogs being fought at his house, and you got people getting killed in the street, unarmed, who never see a day of jail. So really, he probably should have been put on probation or something else, but to go to jail for 18 months when people are killing people in cold blood, You know, so we got real twisted
Right,
legal
yeah.
system here in America. Let's be real with it.
But you know, the inside was that he pissed somebody off on some other stuff.
Right.
It was something else, like, you know,
really-
some good old boys that he pissed off, and they, you know, they
Right.
flipped the script on him
Yeah, so
out in Georgia.
So, but he came up
Yeah.
to the point where, you know, he said that Colin Kaepernick, who did not commit a
Yeah.
crime, Colin Kaepernick, who did not disrespect anybody, did not harm anybody, who basically did what you're supposed to do in America. America was founded on protest.
Yeah.
So all he did was protest. He didn't curse anybody out. He didn't say anything disrespectful to anybody. He took a knee at a time with a song that, when you listen to the full song, is disrespectful, which is denigrating of black people. And so, you know, the whole image piece, he said he should cut his hair, going to the piece on image, and then maybe people will like him or accept him back into the NFL. And so the whole image component, I
Yeah.
want us to understand the power of www.elifemedia.net, the power of the Love More movement, the power of the Peace in the Morning show is that we are providing positive images that look something different from what you may think. To me, when I look at rock, I see a well-groomed, positive brother.
Yeah.
Well-groomed to me means point blank one thing: clean.
Right.
Clean. That's well-groomed. You know, we define well-groomed in America based on what the social construct tells us it should look like.
I think that's a big piece of what you're saying right there, because that's the question kind of for black people in America: do we challenge the status quo or not?
Right.
So one, and what Michael Vick is saying pretty much like, look, bruh, you know, don't even fight it, man. Just cut your hair, go along, get your money and stuff like that.
Right.
It ain't worth it.
Right.
Or is it? Like, you know what I mean?
And who
Or
else is standing
Dick
up?
Gregory,
Right.
who gives the complete piece up to actually say, like, look, man, you can have it. He gave the choice to Bill Cosby. You take it. I'm fighting for the liberation of my people.
Right.
It's more important.
Right.
So where do you stand on this?
Well, and not only that, where do you stand? Here's a great, that's a dynamic example, right?
Yeah.
Dick Gregory and Bill Cosby.
Right.
Okay, so Bill Cosby went the route of the standard route, go with the
Status
status
quo.
quo. Still got slammed.
That's fucking slam.
Now, he has to take responsibility for his own actions. I'm not at all excusing anybody who mistreats women, does anything that is contrary to women. So I'm not supporting that. But I want us to be aware of the fact that that was the road he chose,
Yeah.
and he still got slammed.
Yeah.
So the bottom line is stand up for what's right.
That's right.
And God is our judge. We live in a country that believes in God. Follow that. Don't follow what man says. Don't follow what society might do. Follow what you know in your heart is true and right. And that's why, for me, anybody who hears the stories of young African American, young white, it doesn't matter the color, young Latinos, young people on Indian reservations who have the highest rate of suicide as teenagers are on Indian reservations. Am I right, Doc?
That's right. That's
And
right.
who is fighting for them?
That's
It doesn't
right.
matter that I'm not Indian,
That's right.
Native American. That doesn't matter. They're human beings.
Yeah.
You know, at what point do we stand up and fight for people because they're human beings, not because of the color of their skin?
You know, that's another piece that, we adopted. I push it hard. Well, personally, I don't accept arbitrary geographical separators.
Right.
So I don't agree with where you from because this line said we named this, somebody called this, because
Right.
they name land. I don't know
They
who
name land.
Right.
we had the right to name the land to
Right.
begin with. So I don't look at it. Nobody's a foreigner to me.
Right.
Like there's no such thing as foreigner. We're inhabiting a planet. Like, you know what I mean?
We citizens of the earth.
So you're right. So I don't subscribe.
That's right. When you come here, you don't have there's no birthright to this land.
Exactly.
You know, the reality of it
You know
is.
what I mean? And they name it and own it and all kinds of stuff, man.
And
And then
we apparently have a lot to talk about.
tell you where you can go.
That's right.
Where you can go somewhere else,
On the
man.
Peace in the Morning show. We appreciate you tuning in. We are well past our time. We got to get ready to wrap up with Roll Delegate Bonds. I'm going to give you an opportunity. I'm going to freestyle with my good brothers. Anybody else want to chime in? Please ding, ding, dong. Ding, 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 dong. Delegate Bonds, what's up?
Y'all already said it. I have nothing to say today.
No doubt. Hey, man, this is the Peace in the Morning show with Darius, Stanton, Delegate Bonds, Queen Ayasudi Bay over Morocco. Our good sister Lady Karam with the NAACP. Getting ready for the national convention that's starting this weekend in Baltimore City with young people. If you have young people, Take them to the NAACP National Convention in Baltimore City at the Convention Center. Support that movement. Get young people out there. There are a lot of young leaders out here. You see them right here. Make sure you support that. Then the adult sessions or the regular convention starts on the 22nd and runs throughout the week right here in the state of Maryland. But of course, you know, anything you have positive, give us a call, send us an email, tag us on Facebook to your work. We're Peace in the Morning Show with Darius A. Stanton. Go like us, tell us what we need to do better, how we can improve the show. But one thing for sure I believe we committed to today, and that is to creating a series of positive, productive reality shows that's still going to have funk, that's still going to have fun, that's still going to have drama, but at the end of the day, it's going to be teaching positive messages versus pulling somebody's hair out, versus cussing somebody out because somebody slept with somebody, versus talking to people like dogs and calling them bees and a whole lot of words. You know, bitch is a female dog. There's nothing wrong with a bitch. That's a female dog. So why are we training people to think that it's a bad word? Yeah. It's a good word. We are using it inappropriately. So let's just call what it is what it is. Let's put it on the table and call it Black Label. As a matter of fact, it's time for us to get Funky Friday freestyle on the Peace in the Morning Show. Now, if there's anybody out there that can call and work with us this morning, call us at 240-455-5934 and get in this cipher. But right now, we're about to take it higher. Y'all ready to rock? Are y'all ready to rock?
Ready.
So who's going to kick that joint off? We at the Peace in the Morning. Boom. Boom, boom. Y'all want to kick your beat? What kind of beat y'all want this morning? Boom, boom.
What you want, yeah?
What you want, son?
I'm adaptive.
You're adaptive. Okay. Rock, 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 boom, boom, rock, rock, boom, boom, rock, rock, boom, boom, rock, rock. We talking about the Peace in the Morning Show. We're talking about making that music flow. We're talking about taking it high, not low. We talking about pushing that love mo. We talking about pushing that peace in the morning. We talking about pushing that love mo show. We talking about pushing that higher hope. We talking about pushing that not that dope. We pushing that good, not that bad. We pushing that happy, not that sad. We pushing that high, not that low. Now tell me, Rock, what you doing on the show? I mean, boom, boom, boom.
Oh,
Boom, boom.
I'm sitting here talk about love more and how we gonna love more and how we don't steal from the store and how we don't sell drugs no more and pass it to jail.
I'm the best. I'm pass it like a test. And then they come right back on the track. And you know I got the flow. So many flows that you gon' need a bro. I'm coming up like a zipper on a coat.
Hey.
My bar's hot like I'm sitting on the stove.
Hey.
And I'm going in. They like Jeff don't stop flowing. And I like the beat. I got some blue ices on my feet. I've been rapping all week. And you know it sounds sweet. To the natural beat. Beat coming right from his lips. I don't need no gun on my hip. Words is my clip. So I'ma shoot them straight at you. Hope you learn something from me. Got more flows than the wave see. Hey, who I'ma pass it to next? Who I'ma pass it to next? Or should I
Bruce.
Oh, here we go, taking a stand. Here we go, there's a demand. Teaching the critics, brothers who feel the real siege of the city, the blood that was spilled inside the sun. Orioles run, stolen the pride of Atlanta. Ancestors were slapped, raped, justice with fake smiles. Eagle, the dollar, material, hell wow. Justice failed, drove 6 nails, sold out, now in the jail cell. Here we go, back to Darius. On the Peace and Love Show.
Peace in the morning, peace in the night. Peace in the good enough, sure enough, right. Because we pumping it hard and we pumping it right. Because we got Dr. Bruce and you know that's right. I got Reich on my left, Jeff on the side, Delegate Daryl Barnes, you know we ride. We riding high on the tide and we thank you more. So thanks for checking out the Peace and Love in the Morning Show. Boom. Yo, what's up? In the studio, baby, that's how we do. This is Darius A. Stanton with Funky Friday, Delegate Daryl Barnes. Thank you, Roller Bubba Grounds, our station manager. Check us out. Check out the whole show. Share this show right here. Push this show all around America. You heard the young brothers. You heard them talk trauma. You heard them talk peace. You heard them talk love. and you heard a freestyle. Most importantly, you heard love yourself and love everybody else. It's about love more. This is the Peace in the Morning show. This is Darius Stanton, Funky Friday, saying peace in the morning. Ow, come on.
That's right, baby.
Yeah.
All y'all that want
Yeah,
to
brother.
with
We're going to do this again.
Cause I'm gonna take you to the
Brother,
water and make you drink.
rock, man.
Party, baby. Cause the funk show will make you stink.
Say what?
If you let the funk hit your eye, we gonna turn you to a spot. Let the funk in your heart, baby. Funk not only kills, it ab kills.